Hello guys. Today 21st January NMIMS has released its shortlist. Also sent the mail. You can just check in the mail also. Open the dashboard. They'll give the call letter for PI and WE. There is an additional test also added to the process, that is Watson. We'll see it later on. Okay, before that, so okay, let's start. So in this process, like Watson Glacier, it's not actually Glacier. I guess they gave it Glacier because to uh, tempt us not to search into the Google. It's actually Watson Glaser. So PIWE evaluation. You can see that this is a PPT which you know the website has it. You can just download it and read it. I'm just giving you the nutshell. Okay. So what actually happens on the day of NMIMS PI Watson Glacier WorkX? So the total process will be given here as a summary format. You can just go through it so that on the day of the interview, you will not be missing anything. You will be like having the full data with you. You will be ready for the interview and all the steps, other steps that are mentioned. Okay, let's go through the contents and let's go through the process. Okay, on the day of your Watson Glacier and PI, so these three are the the tests that are going to get conducted. The PI and Watson Glacier is a new thing. So at the first stage, what you have to do is deposit your mobile phone bags in the VIP lounge and collect a token and proceed to the auditorium. Okay, see your group number in VIP room or near the auditorium room door. So be seated group wise. Registration is done by admission staff. Briefing by faculty member on Watson Glacier, PIWE. Wait for an escort to take you to the computer room for Watson Glacier test. Take your assigned seat in the computer room. After VAT and Watson Glacier test, an escort will take you to the seventh floor waiting room. The escort will guide you to the eighth floor for PI and WE. Next, PI and WE will be done in the serial order of your group. So post this personal interview and WorkX, collect your belongings from the VIP lounge. So these are all the steps that are going to happen on the day, uh, when you go to Mumbai. Okay, for your all the interview process. Okay, they are saying do not forget to keep printed copy of your photo ID and NMAT admit card with you. So these two are very mandatory. So printed copy is required. Also keep a soft copy with you. Okay, photo ID like Aadhaar, voter, whatever you have already submitted, and NMAT admit card. Okay, download it from the NMAT website, NMAT by GMAT website. Okay, so this is a step for taking the VAT. Okay, written analytical test. You are already be aware of this test that they'll give a certain question or a situation regarding a scenario regarding something on which you have to write a matter. You have to write some content. There is some time allotted. Okay, and based on that you will get evaluated. So computer terminal assigned to you as Windows OS and Google only. All its ports are blocked. Log on to Gmail account from Google and click on the VAT link sent. So you have to just open the Windows desktop they gave, and you have to log into your email and open the VAT link sent to your registered Gmail. So these are the things you are going to see on the screen. What are all the things that the computer terminal assigned to Windows OS, Gmail loaded on the ports blocked. So these are all the things that you are going to see on the screen. So on written analytical test, it is like this. Can you see actually? So it is for 20 minutes. You can just submit the message only once. One second. It is not even visible to me. one second. So, Sodium Pune, no, NMIMS. Okay. So as I was saying that in the written analytical test, it is for 20 minutes. You can submit the passage only once. Okay. Your answer will go through a plagiarism check. You will be disqualified if any unfair means are used. Answer should be written between 200 to 300 words. In case of a difficulty, check the contact the proctor. So basically, this is the interface you're gonna see. You have to enter the email address, your name, NMAT registration ID, and VAT or PI group number, which will be allotted to you on that day. Okay, this is what it is on regarding the VAT written analytical test. Okay, and the instructions regarding this, like the instructions are same for all VAT. Read it carefully beforehand. It will save you time. So read the following passage carefully. Critically evaluate the main theme and observations or facts presented in the passage. Frame and share your analytical response ranging from 200 to 300 words. Click on submit after writing your answer. So basically you have to read all these things. After reading all these things, you have to provide, you have to frame and share your response, analytical response in 200 to 300 words. So this is a given example in an agenda note, a global economic forum listed from of greenwashing. So the core topic is greenwashing, and they explained what is greenwashing, false impression of providing misleading information. So how is it used by companies, to mislead the present consumers, in the name of green. It is in the name of greenwashing. Okay, so they are even, people are ready to pay high price for the, sustainable things and uh, that are green for the environment. Okay, so they are basically asking. They said it is not illegal anywhere. We must reconcile ourselves to the fact that it is impossible to make culprits accountable. So it is saying it is hard to bring the culprits onto the table. So basically, you have to write your analytical point. Okay, in the 200 to 300 words. It is not the. It's an example. So you have to be ready with all the topics. Like there are a lot of contents going on in the. You can say in the you follow the current affairs. You open the big picture, which is actually shown in the Rajya Sabha TV. You can just follow the debate. You can understand what they are saying, like the point of view of different persons. You can get the perspectives by different experts from there. Okay, let's go to the next page. After the completion of the VAT, after you have written all the 200 to 300 words, you have to submit. When the proctor announces time is over, you have to go to your Gmail account, click on the Watson Glacier test link. So you will be getting another link, Watson Glacier. Okay, taking the Watson Glacier test, steps for taking. So they gave some steps. See the following slides. So the Watson Glacier is a self-timed test. Read the instruction slides carefully to understand the Watson Glacier test. The test has 5 types and each section has its directions. Time allotted to it is 30 minutes. So 30 minutes timer is given. Okay, time is calculated by your machine clock. There will be a clock, and the link will expire after 30 minutes automatically, and incomplete will be recorded. If you, yeah, if you do not open the link until the 30 minutes, it will automatically, get expire, and incomplete answer will be recorded. After completing the test, please wait until an escort takes you to the seventh floor waiting room. So they'll take you to the seventh floor. Click on the Watson. click on the Watson Glacier Test link from your Gmail account. The following this screen will appear. Okay, it is little blur, but basically you can see, enter the information below: first name, last name, email ID, username, alternate ID, and continue. Okay, in the next page you can see the interface. Basically the interface is like this. Okay, 30 minutes they are giving. Basically it is of five different types. The questions asked here are of five different types. So the general instructions are given here. Let's go through it. This assessment contains five types of tests designed to find out how well you are able to reason analytically and logically. So basically it is of five types. Questions are asked on in these five types only. Uh, each test has separate directions. Please read them carefully. For each question, decide what you think is the best answer, as your score depend on the number of items you answer correctly. Okay, try to answer each question if even if you are not sure that your answer is correct. Okay, it is saying that basically it is trying to say that don't leave it incomplete. There will be 40 questions, so you have to try to answer maximum number of questions within the 30 minutes and don't leave anything empty. So they have basically want to test your analytical skills. If they have the more response, they'll just have, high accuracy in testing, our analytical skills. Once the timer starts, it cannot be stopped manually. The test will pause automatically during the instruction screens and example questions for the subject subtest. So some instruction screens will be coming in the middle. During that time, you don't the timer will stop. Other than the timer won't stop. By clicking on the next page button, you agree to our honesty contract. You'll take this test alone without assistance from others. You'll take this test as sole purpose waiting for form on list. You'll respect the copyright on the test contents. Please click to the next page to begin the exercise and start the time. Okay, after these instructions, you will be directing to the next stage. So here they'll be uh, showing uh, for each interface. I'll provide you the PDF uh, in the link. Okay, for each interface, you will find five choices. So this is the type 1 test. It's basically inference based. Okay, for each inference, you will be having, five options: true, probably true; insufficient data, probably false; false. For each inference, click on the circle beside the appropriate answer. Choose the answers as follows: true, probably true; insufficient data. So these are the five options you will be seeing for the questions in the inference type question. So if you think the inference is definitely true, so true, probably true, you have to understand what it is giving. You can just read through this data. Okay, let's go to the next page. It is giving the type 2 assessment type questions like this. In this, you have to recognize the assumptions. Okay, as assumption is something presupposed or taken for granted. When you say I'll graduate in June, you are taken for granted for or assume you will be alive in June. Okay, basically they are trying to give an example that this is a assumption made when you are asserting some statement, so that you will that your school will judge you to be eligible for graduation in June. Okay, so there are a number of statements. Each statement is followed by several proposed assumptions. You have to decide for each assumption, okay, whether a person in making the given statement is really making an assumption, that is taking it for granted justifiably or not. Okay, you have to say that the assumption is right or wrong. Okay, if you think that the given assumption is taken for granted in the statement, click on the circle beside assumption made. If you think uh, assumption not made, okay. Remember to judge the assumption independently. Okay, correct answer. So there is a next thing is deduction type. So in this test, you have to deduce the thing, deduce the answer. You don't have to deduce the answer. They'll give you a deduction. You just have to say is the conclusion is following or not following. You just have to decide between the two. Okay. For the following For the test as well, consider the statement given. So you just have to read through the premise statement given in the paragraph, and after reading it you will be facing a statement argument, and you have to justify whether the conclusion it is a conclusion they are giving in the argument. You have to say that whether this conclusion is following or not following the passage. Okay, so likewise read and judge each of other conclusions. Try not to let your prejudices influence your judgment, just stick to the given statement. So basically they are saying that they are giving the strong so you have to stick to the premises to judge the whether the conclusion is following or not. Okay, you don't have to use your brain or your logics, just have to use the premise and you have to see the argument. Okay, next, interpretation. This is the fourth type, the interpretation part. What happens here? For this purpose, assume that everything in the short paragraph is true. So they'll give a paragraph, you have to assume everything is true. The problem is to judge whether or not each of the proposed conclusions logically follows beyond a reasonable doubt from information given in the paragraph. So in the interpretation part, you have to judge whether they are proposed conclusions logically following the passage. So it is similar to the previous part, but it is an inference based, and the earlier one is deduction type. Okay, conclusion follows and conclusion does not follow. The options are very same for this one also. You have to select between the two. Next part is the last part of this Watson test. This is evaluation of arguments. Uh, so in making decision about important questions, it's desirable to be able to distinguish between arguments that are strong and arguments that are weak. So here we have to find out whether the argument is strong or weak. Okay, as far as the question at the issue is concerned, for an argument to be strong, it must be both important and directly related to the question. Okay, an argument is weak if it is not directly related to the question, even though it may be of great general importance. So whatever it is, the argument is strong or weak, we have to evaluate based on the question. Okay, even though it is of great general importance, we have to relate it to the question. Okay, if it is of minor importance or if it is of related to only trivial aspects of question. Okay, so these are basically the five types of questions you are posed with, and the time for which you'll be given 30 minutes, and the questions are 40. You have to answer these 40 questions within the timer of 30 minutes, and after that the next round will be work X round. Okay, after this Watson test, you will be directed towards the work X round. So here the evaluation of work experience is done. If you have a work experience, okay, if you have work experience, your panel will ask a few questions related to your work experience. After your work experience, PEI and WE evaluation, please go to the VIP lounge and collect your belongings before leaving the building. So WorkX and PI will be done on the same by the same panel. Okay, they will first start with the questions related to the WorkX. Okay, or whatever they feel like. So PI is not, in general, you know predefined. Sometimes it will be having extempore questions. Sometimes like here work experience related questions. Okay, and sometimes tell me about yourself. So here if it is saying it will start with the work ex, you will be prepared with the work ex related questions and answers, and also for the PI generally asked questions. Okay, and please go to the after completion you have to go to the VIP lounge and collect your belongings before leaving the building. So personal interview. So this part, wait for the completion of Watson Glacier test. An escort will take you to the seventh floor waiting room. Again, the escort will come and take you to the seventh floor waiting room. And the final thing is some of the questions that are asked. How do I get admissions form? Admission form is on the dashboard. The form is to be submitted along with the supporting documents online. Okay, you just have to open the admission like WEPI admission form filling. So open it and start filling the form. It is of 4 pages. First and second pages are related to your personal and academic, and then third it is related to your preferences of your colleges. Like on campus, there will be two colleges, that is NMIMS and NMIMS MBA and MBA with HR. And on the off campus, there will be the remaining things that Bangalore, Indore, Navi Mumbai, Hyderabad, everything will come. Okay. After filling that, you will be posed with the document section. You have to upload all the documents, 10th, 12th, grade sheet, degree, uh, ID, and all. And here the catch is the SOP. Here they are not asking you to type. Here also the SOP is you have to upload it in the PDF or JPEG or whatever the way you have to write or you have to type. You have to make it into PDF or you have to write and take the photograph and upload it into the SOP document section. Okay, so it's a bit different than the other institute SOP where you will be writing it on the display. Okay, and I don't think there is any word limit, but check with the website once. Okay, and yeah, another extracurricular activities also. There are only two sections related to this. Like we have to answer. One is SOP and one is extracurricular activities. For these both sections, you have to either write or type, make it into a image or PDF, which is less than 1 MB size, and upload there. Okay. Okay, then fees will be declared by mid February, and fees going to be paid. Fees is to be paid online, and so this is just about how it is going to be on the day of your personal interview, VATs and everything on the day, and it is completely for 6 hours. So better be planned for the 6 hours and do tickets. Okay, you have to make arrangements based on that 6 hours. The slots will be there on in a you can just check the website in the admission section. You will be having the links, important links that we are required. You can just open. There will be a total schedule that is required, like uh, when is what happening, like when is the merit list getting out, which college, what are the dates for the PI session. Everything is there. Okay. And you have to pay 1,000 rupees for this PI. Okay, at the end of that form admissions form filling, you have to pay that 1,000 so that you will be allowed to PI. Okay guys, I hope most of your doubts have been cleared. If there are any, just shoot them in the comment section. Let's break them and let's try to clear your doubt. Okay, thank you. Subscribe to my channel. This is I am doing this channel from the last uh, very less time, so I am a beginner in this. So if there are any silly things and all, you can just ignore them. Or okay, thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.